Do that again.
Bow, bow, bow. Here, right ahead, another hit him on. Here, right ahead, another. Here, right ahead, another chicken water.
Hello, thanks for joining me. Oh God, what a week! But I'll get into that in a bit. But what I'm going to do with this video is about workplace HGV driving assessments. I'm currently on my way to one now, and I'm just going to let you know what to expect. I know different companies have different criteria you got to meet, or they do it differently. But this one, it's like a pretty big blue chip company I'm going to have the driving assessment with, and hopefully I can fill you in on what to expect for new drivers or anyone who's never had to do one before and get told they need to go in and do one. So that's what this video is going to be about. So yeah, a lot of you might be wondering, why am I going for a driving assessment somewhere? Like, aren't you already working? Technically yes, I am still working, and technically no, I'm not. So if you want to hear about the driving assessment bit, you probably want to skip on a little bit if you don't want me to bore you. But if anyone's intrigued and want to know what's going on, because I was settled in the job I was in, was really happy with it, really enjoyed the work, good company to work for, I had no issues whatsoever, no major issues anyway. So what it was is, I was on agency and I was on a temp to perm, so I was going to work at this place. I was going to be placed in this placement for, I was told 30 weeks. Phone's ringing. Get back to you in a minute. Sorry about that. My bloody mother's on the phone, asking me about what I'm about to explain now. So yeah, so I was on a temporary to perm placement, so they said to me 13 weeks. After the 13 weeks, if you're happy and they're happy, it's an automatic switch over and I become employed by this company full-time, contract, everything. So like 13 weeks, that's fine. So it got up to 12 and a half weeks and I was saying, right, look, what's going on? I've heard nothing, I haven't been told anything. I want to be kept in the loop here, like, what's going on? The agency were like, I don't know, I'll chase it up and I'll get back to you. So at first it felt like the agency were dragging my feet. That's what it felt like to me at first. So I was getting a bit peeved off. So I kept pushing and pushing. I was asking the admin at the place I was at, what's going on? I don't know, we're waiting off the hear back from the agency. I said, well, the agency's contacting you. I said, well, I haven't heard nothing, which turned out to be a lie, which I found out afterwards, because they had. So they were dragging it on. After so much pushing from me, it ended up being about 15 weeks and I was still agency there, which I didn't mind in a way because I was technically on more money, and to go fully employed by them, I was kind of taking a pay cut, but it's full-time employment, contract, guaranteed hours, so that didn't matter. That was, to me, that was better. It's not always about the money, plus I enjoyed the job. So it goes on and on, and anyway, I got an envelope with a form in it, which was a uniform list, so I had to put in my sizes for my uniform. I thought, oh, I'm getting somewhere here. So I'd done all that, got my uniform through, and they're like, yeah, you went for us. I was like, okay then, great, no problem. I'd filled all the forms in with my bank details and everything, so as far as I was concerned, I was working for them now. So I was like, well, when do I get my contract? It was about a week, just after a week. I just happened to turn around and say, so when do I get my contract? They're like, oh, you're not working for us yet. You won't get your contract until you're working for us. I was like, well, as far as I'm aware, I'm working for you. Oh no, you've got to complete a medical and everything like that. I was like, okay, then no bother. So I wasn't booking in for it. So it ended up taking another couple of weeks before I got booked in for this. I was getting really, really knocked off about it. Considering they were desperate for drivers and they're just dragging their feet. And at the end of the day, with me being our agency, it's costing them more money in the long run anyway. So you'd think they'd push to get me straight over. So not just that, I was also kept in the dark a lot, which I didn't like. I didn't like being kept in the dark. So anyway, it finally comes through. They say, oh yeah, we finally got you booked in for your medical, which is a couple of weeks after that. So it finally goes in, gets a letter through on the morning of my medical with the date and time, which I knew anyway, I was told. So I said, right, any medication you on, anything like that, bring it with you. Bring your driving licence with you or any photo ID. Yep, fine, no bother. Went and done my medical, everything was fine. And then she goes, right, we're going to do a drug and alcohol test now. So yeah, no bother. So I've done a breathalyzer thing, whatever they do, and 0, perfect. She said, right, you're on any medication? I said, yes. Like, you'll probably seen, if you notice in a couple of videos, I've been having problems with my eye. It's been inflamed and everything like that. So I was on eye drops and I was on tablets as well for that. So I took it all with me. Said, right, there's my tablets, there's my antibiotic drops. And she looked at the medication. She said, oh, this will probably flag up as I can't remember what drug she said, opiates or something like that. I think she said opiates, and I was like, well, what's that? And she said it's a form of heroin. And I was like, oh well, I said, probably won't come up as actually it might do with this medication. I said, oh, that's fine. If it does, it does. There's my medication anyway, so it shows that. So everything was going on. She didn't ask me, yep, it's come up as opiates. I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough. What now? Thinking like, that's it. Like, no bother, there's my medication. And she said, oh well, what I need to do now, so they can prove it is them tablets and nothing else, they've got to now take the urine sample, bag it all up and send it off to a lab for testing. I was like, right, okay then. How long will that take? This was on a Wednesday afternoon this. So she said, we'll send it off straight away and they'll get it the next day and then it should be done by Friday or Monday at the latest. I was like, okay then. She said, but in the meantime, you cannot drive for us. I was like, what? So I cannot drive. I said, well, do I get some sort of compensation? Because obviously I've got no holidays left. I'm still with agency. So if I don't work, I don't get paid. She's like, no, unfortunately not. You'll be like off without pay. So that pissed me off even more. So now it's been, that was Wednesday I lost my shift, Thursday, Friday, Monday, today's Tuesday. So I won't include today because when I got them over the weekend, I was like, nah, it's a bit of a piss take this now. So I applied for another place because I thought if they just shot me down like that, they don't care. Like, why should I give them any more of my time? So obviously I know for the fact everything's going to come back clear, but it's the fact that for them to do that, I'm losing all this time. I understand it's a safety thing, but technically I should still be getting paid for it because it's not my fault. So anyway, I applied for this other place, and literally within about 15 minutes I get a phone call from the company I just applied to, and they said, oh, you're still looking? I was like, yep. So it's not as, the money's not as good as where I was, but it's guaranteed hours, it's the shifts I want to do, like what shifts I want to do. Told them, said, yeah, that's not a problem. It's something different. I'm actually going to be it's all double-decked refrigerated units, like trailers. So that's something different. So it's going to be an experience. Yeah. So straight away, sent the pictures of my cards over, identification, everything like that. And I'm going to be based out of a place called Stokesley, which is about 20 minutes down the road from me. It's no further than the other place. But today I'm going for my assessment. So my assessment is at their main depot, which is about just shy of an hour's drive. Yeah, just shy of an hour's drive. So I've got to go there. I'm going for my assessment. She did say to me on the phone and in the email, it'll be your driving assessment plus possible induction. So the induction takes all day. So she hasn't mentioned anything in the email again about that. So I might have to come back up again another day for the induction. But I did tell them, if I do get the job, which she said basically you've got the job, so if everything goes well I do have the job, I've told them I cannot start until Monday coming because I've got quite a bit on this week. So obviously it's my nephew's birthday and things like that. I've got a lot of things to do, so I could do with a little bit of time off. So plus it's kind of week in hand for the agency as well. So even I can't even drive for the agency. So obviously I've notified the agency about this issue with the other place. They said, well, technically we can't do it then. I was like, right, well, this medication, I've completed my course now. I'd actually completed my course the day of that medical as well. So I said, it's probably going to be out my system now anyway. So I'll come down and do a test with you. And he said, yeah, but what if it doesn't pass? I said, it will pass. because I did have someone come over a couple of nights later who, I can't really say where they work, but they've got access to testing facilities. So they come on with a rapid test for me, done the test there and then, passed. So that pissed me off even more. So yeah, I'm on my way to this place, and I'm going to do this induction and see if I get the job. And like I say, I've still heard nothing. It's now Tuesday. It's been nearly 7 days, and I've still not heard a thing. I did ask the agency yesterday saying what's going on. They said we'll chase it up, which I've heard nothing. So at the end of the day now, they can bog off. They can do one. I'm going to this place. Hopefully it all goes well and I enjoy it. It's delivering to RDCs all the time, all over the place. The units are all good, Volvos, all new units, well kept new trailers, so happy about that. I'll get to learn how to use the trailers because obviously they're refrigerated, so probably a little bit more goes into them. Yeah, so I'm quite excited. So yeah, so I'm going for my assessment now. This it'll take about an hour. Obviously I can't film it, but I can tell you all about it, what I've had to do, what happens, what they expect, everything like that, because I'll be asking plenty of questions and I can let you all know. So I'm babbling on a lot anyway, but yeah, what a week it's been. It has been an absolute nightmare of a week. So yeah, I'm part of a Facebook group. They've got their own Instagram account. I think they might be making a Facebook account as well. Bandoftruckersuk. It's a little. Well, at the minute it's quite big, but they're seen as small at the minute. But it's a collection of HGV drivers, new, old. Also, people who are training to be HGV drivers. We all have a WhatsApp group going there. We've got the Instagram going as well. So if you go on Instagram, look in Bandoftruckersuk. Look under the hashtag Bandoftruckersuk. You find the pictures of all of our trucks and that. Then message one of us if you're a HGV driver, or if you're training to be a HGV driver, or if you're really keen and serious in getting in the industry. Drop one of us a message on there. Message the Instagram page and get yourself over onto the WhatsApp group. It's a good bunch of lads. It's a good laugh. The past week I haven't personally been very active on there, but I mentioned my problems, what was going on, and everyone was jumping on, giving me advice. Really good bunch of lads they are. So yeah, get yourself over there. It's hashtag Bandoftruckersuk. I will put a link down below for the Instagram. Put the hashtag up and everything like that. You might see it in a little card up here as well. But I'll get all that done. But yeah, really good idea it is. Just truck drivers, trainee truck drivers, just helping each other out, having a good laugh in the meantime as well. It is a really good page, so I really highly recommend coming over and joining the movement. So yeah, I'll stop waffling on for now because I'm probably doing your heads in. But yeah, this part 2, what's going to come up now, is going to be the actual driving assessment. Well, it won't be. It won't be the actual driving assessment. It'll probably be me driving back or on a break or whatever, talking about it and explaining things to you. And also, I'll keep this video open for comments if anyone's got any questions on anything I didn't cover. So if there's something I forgot to mention, or there's something you don't know and you want to know and I haven't covered it, let me know and I'll answer it for you. So yeah, that's about it for now. Sorry for boring you, but like I say, it's a bit of a rant because I've had a terrible week, absolute terrible week. I feel like I haven't been treated very fairly at all, and it's just it's one of them things, I suppose. I'm not as knocked off as I was because obviously I fell into this next job so easy. It's just like boom, straight to another job. That's another good thing with this industry. If you, it could just be right place, right time, but a lot of places do. If you do have a bit of experience, like I haven't got massive experience. Like I've only been doing class 1 since November. So November, I've only been doing it 5 months. It feels a lot longer. It feels a lot longer. Still got a lot to learn. Do you know what I mean? And I've also learned a lot as well, which is good. So, but yeah, bit of experience. Get your name out there. Get your applying everywhere, and the job offers coming. They really do. I'm going to stop waffling anyway. I haven't even bought a drink before today, but I will get back to you a bit later on after this. Obviously it won't be later on, it'll be in a second with you. The magic of my super duper amateur editing. I'll get back to you and fill you in what happened. So yeah, take care, and I will catch you a bit later on. Wish me luck. Hello, that is it, I'm all done. Done the assessment. It all went perfectly smooth. Really good. Really happy with my driving. Happy with all my tests, which I'll get to as well in a minute, how you do it and what I did. But yeah, everything's perfect. Been given the job basically. HR is going to contact me either today or tomorrow and organise me going in for my induction, which is basically a full day's training, which actually comes towards CPC hours as well, they said, so I can't fall off with that. So I'll get extra CPC hours on top of that, get paid for it, so I'm actually getting paid for going in for my induction, and I'm learning all sorts as well. So yeah, so right, assessment, right, what I did. So goes in, I had the phone in when I got in there, because I had to book the car in and everything on site. The guy comes out, he goes, right, just go up into the office. Well, office, it was like a classroom where they do the CBC and everything. And then I had a booklet, it was about 4 or 5 pages. Wasn't much on each page though, so it wasn't much. I basically had my name and everything printed on the front. I had to sign that. The first page was just questions about working time directive, like how many hours, how long can you drive for before you have to legally take a break, how long break do you have to take, if you do need to take that break, you could split it into 2. In which way can you take that? Obviously it's 15 and a 30 if you want, obviously. Just questions like that. Then it was like you roll over fortnights, like for your 90 hours. What's your maximum weekly hours you can do? What's your maximum day and what can you extend it to, and how many times can you extend it? Just things like that. General things you're going to learn anyway, you're going to know. So if not, I can do like a working time video if you want, about the working time directive and driving hours. If you want a video, I can try and simplify it down a little bit if you want. Try and do that. So that was the first page. The second page was things like it was a bit like your CPC, where you've got to like explain like how do you check your lights at work, and like what would you check on your lights, what would you check on your tyres, and what was the third one, when would you put your fog lights on, there was one more, yeah, how would you securely leave a trailer if you were detaching from a trailer, how would you securely leave it. That was on there. That was basically the only questions on that, which was all like big writing really. The next page was road signs and like meanings, like with weight limits and things like that. It give you basically, it'd show you the sign and it'd give you a choice of 3 answers. You just ticked which one it was. That was so easy. So even if you didn't know, you just guess. But he did say in there, he goes, if there's anything you're unsure about, just leave it blank and we'll come to it at the end, and you can we'll talk through it, and then you can decide what answer you're going to put in. So basically you just say, I'll give you the answer, but I'll explain it to you, which was good. That was about it, wasn't it? Oh yeah, there was one about vehicle checks, like verbally, like not verbally explained, like writing down how would you do certain checks, what would you check for, why are you checking it. That was easy. And then that was about it. And he sort of goes, right, ticked them all off, yep, perfect. Let's go for a drive. So he had a truck out there, he had a Volvo, quite nice it was as well. It was due to go in for a service. So gets in the Volvo, in the truck, and he goes, right, there's a trailer, the place is fucking massive, it's massive. And I must have drove, I'd say, half a mile to get to this trailer in the grounds of the Workplace because it's that big. So it was all on the back. Drove up, he goes, right, that's the trailer we're taking. Hitch up to it. He goes, you'll see me tapping around there. He goes, I'm just doing my own checks or whatever. And just ignore me and I'll be watching you. If there's anything I'm unsure about or I don't think you've done right, like, I'll tell you before we go any further. I was like, okay. So basically, goes up the trailer, I lines up to it as if I was going to hitch to it, stopped just before it, so I checked my height, and then that's when I had a check on the vehicle. I had to basically check the trailer out, make sure it was okay, make sure the park brake was on, everything was safe, tyres were okay, etc., which you do. Hooked up to it, and he said, right, let's go for a drive. So we drove out, and yeah, went for a drive. We got about halfway around. He goes, this is about half the route done. He said, what I want you to do is get to this roundabout, do a U-turn, go back. He goes, everything's spot on. He goes, I can't fault it. So I was quite happy with that. So yeah, I asked him, I said, so what are you looking for on the driving assessment for people who were wanting to know? So obviously he wasn't telling me what he was looking for. He was basically looking at how I've done my vehicle checks, everything like that. Obviously that's big, that has to be done. He was looking at position on the road, how observant in my mirrors I was, blind spots, how observant I was to my surroundings, like other vehicles and things like that. Obviously position on the road, and then he told me he was purposely keeping me engaged in conversation to see how I'd react, and to see if I'd keep taking my eyes off the road or what. And he said, you were talking back, he goes, but you still stayed focused on what you were doing, which is a big plus. So he did say there's no fail. He said you could be atrocious and they could say, I'm sorry, like, we can't offer you any work, your driving's that bad. He said, but never, he goes, it never really happens. He goes, it gets to the point if people need help, they'll take you on, but they'll give you extra training. I was like, oh, that's fair enough then. So yeah, that was it basically with the induction. It was so easy. I thought I was going to do a big lengthy video on it, and I didn't need to because it was so easy. All it is just like a little written ticky box exam, and then just driving where he just sees how you drive. And then obviously when I took it back, I reversed the trailer back in. It was an easy manoeuvre. He said this isn't part of it. He goes, because obviously if you need help with reversing and things like that, they do train you on that even more. So I was like, oh, that's great. So even though I feel comfortable with reversing now, I'm still going to opt for the extra training just to see if they can give me any extra tips or what I don't already know. So it's there, so I might as well take it. So yeah, pretty simple. That is it, the assessment. If I've missed anything, just let me know, and I'll answer your comment down below. So, but yeah, I think that is about it. So yeah, assessment, induction next. So I'll probably do a video on my induction when it comes. So yeah, that is about it. But yeah, like I say, give us a like, give us a thumbs down if you want, subscribe, hit that little notification bell. Really means a lot. I want to try and get the subscribers up a little bit, because I'm going to hopefully be getting more videos out, because yeah, with this job I think it's going to give me more oomph to get more videos out. It's going to be more work for me to do, and I can't follow it. So yeah, I'm just waffling on. So anyway guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.